Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the League's Hero Racing Series, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League. We are here for the Canadian Grand Prix, where competitors are getting lined up for the feature event. As always, I'm your host, James Eastbring, the Action 1080p 60 frames a second, as we get ready to set the stage and get things going. Starting things off, it's Ray Aguilar in the number 1 spot, Russell Soto starting second, Jaden Calloway starting third, Felipe Sarkis starts fourth, John Kasai starting 5th, Michael Fairchild starting 6th, Jack Mundy starting 7th, Jake Duckwall starts 8th, Eric Fox starting 9th, we've got newcomer Jacob Bramley starting 10th, Shaji Zuhair starting 11th, the Flying Frenchman Xavier Zanave will be starting 12th. Let's cycle it on back, where we've got Devin Hughes starting 13th, Peter Redinger starts 14th, Sam Brooks starting 15th, Julian Midori starting 16th, Evan Alexander starting 17th. Ricardo Espino starts 18th. Connor Scribner starts 19th. Jay Burton starting 20th. Antonio Bianchi starting 21st. And David Schmidt will round out the 22-car grid here today. Waiting on a couple more drivers to take the grid. That's going to be Connor Scribner, Jay Burton, the 89, the 39. And we get ready for the lights to come on. And keep an eye out for Barney, our flagman, and the green flag is dropped. Away we go. Aguilar with the holding on to the early lead. There is Jaden Calloway, the 37, tucked in behind Russell Soto. Looks like things not so good there at the back. That's going to be a bunch, I think. Oh, a massive pile up there. Not seeing a safety car. Ricardo Espino heavily involved, pulls back into the track. I think that was Evan Alexander. Gets into the backup out of an absolute carnage to start things off here tonight. And that's going to put, I believe, a good 5 or 6 drivers in a very bad position. Sam Brooks takes a tow back to pit road. He is done and out. Devin Hughes, David Schmidt, all involved. Hughes has complicating problems here. Gets it fired back up, but there goes Jacob Bramley in the number 6 machine making his way by. Absolute carnage here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Looks like Evan Alexander, he's going to go back home early, back to the virtual hauler, but as we check back up, a very heated battle for 8th. That is Eric Fox with the Shaji Zuhair right behind. Fox the 33, Zuhair the number 10 machine. And man, what a wild start. Surprised that we did not see the safety car coming out. And we've got more problems, more complications for Jack Mundy, who's got all sorts of connection issues here today. So hopefully he can get that corrected, as he's going to lose spots. Oh, where'd he go? That is Devin Hughes, Ricardo Espino trying to get around the very blinky Mundy. Looks like Zanave is going to come down pit road. That's a tough spot for Hughes to be in. Has no idea where Mundy's going to reappear at. Looks like Espino and Jacob Bramley also down pit road. Up in the front, Russell Soto has set the fastest lap so far of the race, a 133.72, blistering fast, but you can see a freight train of drivers behind. That's Ray Aguilar in second, Jaden Calloway third, John Kasai, Felipe Sarkis make up the top 5. Got a very heated battle for 8th. This is Eric Fox versus Zuhair once more. Zuhair, the number 10, a newcomer here to League Zero. Fox, we've seen him race a bunch of different machines in the past. And always good to see that number 33. He's trying everything he can to defend against Zuhair, but Zuhair tries the outside line. Not quite able to get the momentum up. But what's going on up front? Russell Soto has company from Aguilar. Working the draft here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Wasn't quite able to get the pass lined up when like he was looking for as we go on board with Aguilar. Now that time by Soto, 3/10 faster on the lap time. We're going to try and get a nice wide angle here. But player 3 has entered the chat with the likes of Jaden Calloway. We get a report Mundy has taken a tow back to pit road after an incident. But very interesting to see how close things are getting. I mean, really the top 5 relatively close, separated by about 2.5 seconds. Good to see John Kasai up in the mix. In that number 3 machine, he's about a second back from Callaway, but he's got Felipe Sarkis not too far behind, about 0.6. But I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here. The top 3, Soto, Aguilar, Callaway. Looks like Aguilar trying to get set up for a draft pass once more against Soto, number 51. And Aguilar is going to make it happen here. Capitalizing on Soto's slight mistakes. Looks like Jayden Callaway is going to take advantage as well. Callaway up into second. And that is going to be Aguilar with the fastest lap of the race, breaking down at the 129. The first driver to get down a 129.841. So the pace is starting to wick up. Now we've got a bunch of drivers that have retired. It's going to be David Schmidt, Jack Mundy, Jacob Brandley, Ricardo Espino, Sam Brooks, Evan Alexander, Jay Burton, Connor Scribner, all having to go home early. And Soto's problems are complicated, and as he has fallen out of the podium, John Kasai works his way up into third. And now Soto has got a very aggressive Sarkis right behind. Sarkis the number 4. And keep an eye out, there's Michael Fairchild as well, wanting to get in the mix here. We get a report David Schmidt rolls back out on track in that number 54 machine after getting some repairs done. A bit of a bobble there from Fairchild, as looks like Duckwall and him trading back and forth ever so slightly. Duckwall still up 1 spot in that 99. Fairchild running 6th, exactly where he qualified, so feeling pretty comfortable here. But they have lost the tail end of, look at that pack. That's Kasai, Soto, and Sarkis linked up, wing to gearbox. Oh, what a massive send by Soto, back up into third. These are the tightest 3 drivers out on track, 3rd, 4th, 5th, Soto, Kasai, Sarkis. Aguilar still your race leader. About 3/4 of a second advantage over Jayden Callaway. Now we're expecting, ooh, there's a little bit of a clip there. I think that was from Soto. We're expecting the fuel window to officially open up around lap 12. It'll close, I believe, from what the driver said, around lap 16. And still very great racing all across the track here. I mean, wherever we look, there's still nice tight battles. Quite a handful of the drivers separated by less than 0.8 of a second. The 2 closest out on track as it stands is Kasai and Sarkis, 4th and 5th. There's Kasai, the red, white, and orange number 3 machine. Sarkis, the predominantly blue and black number 4. And it looks like Fairchild having a little bit of a run here in the 88. We might be having a 3-car battle for 4th develop, as we are a quarter of the way through this feature event. Now it looks like Jacob Bramley is going to roll out of pit road under his own power as well to try and rejoin the race here tonight. For some of these drivers, every point in a championship can be absolutely crucial. We've seen championships decided by just 1 or 2 points in the past. And there's another good battle. Zuhair versus Fox now in the battle for 8th. Zuhair having a good charge here. He's up 3 spots. But we've also got our hard charger out here tonight, Antonio Bianchi, up 11 positions now into the 10th place spot. As man, Zuhair making it very tough for Fox to make any moves here. And while that's going on, looks like Kasai was caught very briefly by Sarkis. But Sarkis tough to keep that forward momentum because Fairchild right there in the fray. Now I'm wondering, with Kasai and Sarkis kind of throwing light jabs, is that going to give the number 88 of Fairchild, who we're on board with, maybe a shot here to interject himself in the party? Every time these drivers kind of hop out of line, try and take a few jabs, try and make some passes, slows down the pace just ever so slightly and makes it so somebody such as Fairchild can get a wheel in. He tries against Sarkis, but nowhere to put the number 88 versus the number 4. So it looks like Fox has made the move on Zuhair. Fox takes the opportunity, immediately come down pit road, so Bianchi will slide up into 8th. As we check back in on race leader Ray Aguilar, a country mile ahead of the rest of the field, 1.5 second advantage over closest competition, Jaden Calloway. Aguilar last time by on 130.04, just about 0.3 faster than Calloway in second. A driver such as Zuhair rolling out of pit road. Now I wonder how long Aguilar is going to be out for. I would say it would be a little bit early, I think, for Aguilar to come out. I would say he's still, he's got 3 more laps until we see the cross green and white flags here at the Canadian Grand Prix. So I would imagine he will stay out to at least that point. Looks like that is going to be a little bit of lap traffic ahead of your race leader. I believe that is David Schmidt. Yes, it is the number 54. Schmidt having a pretty solid race here, though. He is up 7 positions from where he started. Currently running 15th out on track. And don't forget, the top 12 of this feature event will be inverted for the sprint race to follow. You're going to see Jaden Calloway in the background. He's also working through lap traffic, trying everything he can to catch back up to Aguilar. And still great racing out on the circuit. You're watching Kasai, Sarkis, and Fairchild. 3 drivers who have not been able to get away from each other here in the battle for 4th. Kasai's got about a half second on Sarkis. Sarkis has his hands full, though, with Fairchild. A little bit of a lockup there. I think that may have been from Kasai. It's tough to tell. And Fairchild all over the back of that number 4 machine, trying to force a mistake out of Sarkis, but just not having any luck so far. Losing a little bit of ground. Kasai has also lost ground here to Sarkis, a quarter of a second separating the two in the battle for 4th. Now, there we go. Kasai's down pit road. Sarkis opts to stay out here. Looks like that's going to be Jake Duckwall. No, excuse me. It's going to be Sarkis now as coming from Fairchild. So after Kasai came down pit road, Fairchild keeps the momentum up, but here's a little bit of contact there. How did Fairchild avoid tagging the wall? That was so incredibly close. Here we go. Fairchild's going to try and set it up. He's got to be careful. There's already been contact between the two here. Oh, and look at that. I think, is that Jake Duckwall I see in the background? Who's closing the gap, or at least trying to. I think that may be David Schmidt. Yes, kind of mixed in between the two packs here. But Fairchild has a big drafting opportunity. Can he make it stick up the inside line? Yes, Fairchild takes over the 4th place spot from Sarkis, narrowly avoiding the wall there. This is the great racing we love to see. So as it stands, it's Aguilar, Callaway, Soto, Fairchild, and Sarkis, your current top 5. And also worth mentioning, everybody inside the top 8 has not come down pit road yet. The only driver in the top 10, that's going to be 9th place driver, Don Kasai, the number 3 machine. He came down on lap 10. So the fuel window officially open for these drivers. Now, how long is Aguilar going to stay out for? I would imagine he's going to stay out for as long as he possibly can, get that tank as low as possible. And that way he doesn't need quite as much fuel to make it till the end here. But we've also seen some very unique strategy calls out of Aguilar in the past, so hopefully he's mindful of the fuel consumption. Looks like there may be more lap traffic ahead. I think that's going to be Jacob Bramley in the number 6 machine. Bramley in his debut down 6 spots from where he qualified, but still out there, still getting the experience, and that is what's important. So is Aguilar going to stay out a little while longer here? Russell Soto just clicked off the fastest lap of the race, and Aguilar was almost in big trouble. That was Jacob Bramley with a lockup into the wall right in front of race leader. Let's see what the lap times update to. Last time by, oh, look at this. Aguilar a 130.22, Soto a 130.45, but Soto was closing the gap. As the last thing Aguilar wants is any exciting moments like that. You can see the glowing rotors off Aguilar's 72 machine, hard on the brakes now. Referencing the track map on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, not seeing any immediate traffic for Aguilar. With 9 laps left to go, next time by when he crosses the line, I don't know if he's going to catch much traffic, but he has yet to box this race either. And while this is going on, Jaden Callaway staying very much in the hunt inside the top 3, but Aguilar clicks off the fastest lap of the race with a clean air, a 129.82. A half second or more faster than the drivers in second and third place. Aguilar feeling good here. But still, everybody inside the top 8 yet to come down pit road. Julian Midori pits for the first time in the number 78 machine, currently up 5 spots from where they started. Soto pulls his advantage back to 6/10. Oh, here we go. Callaway trying to get set up in that draft. Callaway backs up the corner slightly to try and get a little bit better drive down the start-finish line, but I think Soto is going to hold on to it here in turn 1. Meanwhile, Aguilar out front stretching that advantage almost 4 seconds between the 72 in first and the 51 of Soto in second. Oh, a big bobble there from Callaway, tags the outside wall and is going to lose a whole lot of drive. Looks like Julian Midori loses a spot to Xavier Zanabe, the Flying Frenchman. Eric Fox comes down pit road. His one and only planned stop at the number 10 as we go side by side in the battle for 12th. A very important spot. Whoever finishes here in 12th will start in pole position for that inverted grid for the sprint. Devin Hughes down pit road, his first stop of the night, the number 60, Julian Midori. Looks like he's going to take over the 12th place spot from Zanave. Gotta say, great to see so many new names and faces making their way out here to League Zero. If you want in on the action, check it out, leaguezero.net. Free to join, always broadcasted here at the Team Goon Squad channel. As third place driver, Jaden Calloway down pit road. That's going to leave Aguilar and Soto, the top two drivers, have yet to come down pit road. As we've got only 7 laps left to go. Felipe Sarkis also down pit road. Looks like Michael Fairchild is going to stay out another lap. We're waiting to see if Antonio Bianchi in 7th. Yes, he's going to come down pit road, our hard charger, who is up 14 positions so far. But right now, it looks like your top 3 drivers, the only drivers who have yet to come down pit road, that's Aguilar, Soto, Fairchild. Very well stretched out here. Aguilar 3.5 seconds up over Soto. Soto 10.4 over Fairchild. Devin Hughes had an incident. Looks like he's able to get it fired back up to number 60. Not seeing too much damage on that machine, but definitely very ginger on the throttle, and we're gonna have a busy pit road. Your top 3 all down pit road together. So after the pit cycle, looks like every driver except for Callaway in and out in less than 5 seconds. And Aguilar looking good here. Trying to see him on the track map. He's got a few lap drivers ahead of him. I think that's Jacob Bramley and David Schmidt, not too far ahead of the race leader. With 6 laps left to go. Not entirely sure if Aguilar is going to catch them or not. Hopefully for Aguilar, he's going to be hoping for clean track all the way to the finish line. As next time by, we're going to go 5 laps to go. Let's see what Aguilar does. Cross the start finish line. That was his out lap. So now he will get back to some fast times. He was 0.6 of a second faster than Soto that time by. We've got 2 good races going on. You've got Julian Midori and Xavier Zanave battling for 11th. As they go side by side, not too far ahead. I believe that is going to be Jake Duckwall and Eric Fox battling for 7th. As Zanave, not sure if that was a purposeful pit stop or not, but he will yield the position to Midori. Let's go a little bit further up where it's Eric Fox and, Antonio Bianchi battling for 8th. Bianchi still the hard charger, up 12 positions. Bianchi making that very clean pass up into 8th. That's going to be his 13th spot gain so far. And looking to be a good points night for him and his team. You can see Jake Duckwall's 99. That's what about a 3-second gap looks like. Duckwall about the same spot back from Felipe Sarkis in 6th. Gonna be interested to see if Eric Fox has anything for the Italian Stallion here, as we are 4 laps left to go here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Fox doing a good job staying with Bianchi. He's losing a little bit of time in certain sections, but quickly closes the gap back to 3.5 tenths in the battle for 8th, trying to stay in that draft off of Bianchi's back wing. Oh, and a little bit of a tag there for Bianchi. Is that the break Fox was looking for? Closes it to 1/4 second. Well, Bianchi's got to be very careful. A little bobble like that can very quickly, speaking of bobble, there goes Fox, spins it around. Keeps the clutch in, the revs up, and gets going. But that is exactly as we were saying, a little bobble is all it takes to throw away a good shot here. Checking back in on race leader, Ray Aguilar. 3 laps left to go. And then we'll have a very brief intermission followed by our action-packed sprint race. Half the laps and twice the action. Aguilar quickly approaching lap traffic. Has to be very careful here not to get tied up in anybody else's shenanigans. That's going to be Jacob Bramley, and then the yellow number 6. You can also see David Schmidt. And I believe that is a Star Wars painted number 54. Now, Jacob Bramley has come down pit road just ahead of the race leader, Aguilar, so that's just going to leave David Schmidt in the 54. Oh, Aguilar's got to be very careful here. Well done to Schmidt, very quickly yielding the line, seeing the blue flag, and hopping out of the way of race leader Aguilar. So it looks to me Aguilar should be able to bring this thing home without running into any more traffic at the Canadian Grand Prix. His clean track ahead of that 72. That is where he was happiest. He was over a second off his fastest lap of the race last time by. The second to final lap for Ray Aguilar. Looks like we still have racing going on, though. Eric Fox and Antonio Bianchi have linked back up in the battle for 8th. A quarter of a second separating these two drivers, knowing the white flag will be out next time by. Oh no, what is this? David Schmidt, Russell Soto have made contact out on track as the field comes through and scattering parts everywhere. Let's get a replay queued up of that one. All right, we've got our replay queued up. There's Soto. Went to the inside trying to get around David Schmidt and just could not find the opening. Schmidt lifted a little bit to try and hold the right side of the corner. An absolute carnage for what was the second place driver, Russell Soto. His race completely ruined at this point. That could put John Kasai back up into a podium contention as we switch back live after such a gnarly crash. We check in on second place driver Jaden Calloway, but yes, we've got confirmation. John Kasai is back up into podium contention. The white flag will be out next time by for Ray Aguilar. Fairchild, a little bit of a lockup there from Kasai. I was getting ready to say, and a big mistake for Fairchild, throws it away. I was in the process of saying Fairchild could smell a podium after Kasai's bobble, but then Fairchild answers right back with his own. White flag is out for Ray Aguilar. Aguilar looking forward to try and get some good points for the team, get things rocking and rolling fairly late into the season. Less than a half lap left to go for Aguilar. Little bit of a celebratory wiggle there from the 72. He's got an 8.4 second advantage. He knows he's got the time to play with. Makes his way into the final chicane. And put your hands together. Ray Aguilar brings home the feature win here at Canadian Grand Prix in commanding style. Jaden Calloway picks up a second. And John Kasai will make his way up onto the podium, finishing third in the number 3 machine. Here's a look at our results for this feature event. It's Ray Aguilar in the top spot, Jaden Calloway second, and John Kasai will round out the top 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the action-packed sprint race here at League Zero. All right, race fans, we are back for the action-packed sprint race of the evening. It's an inverted top 12, half the laps, and it's going to be a good one here at the Canadian Grand Prix, brought to you by League Zero. Drivers making their way on. Looks like Jaden Calloway, Felipe Sarkis going to start from pit row, maybe to avoid some shenanigans here, but we are off and underway. It's going to be Xavier Zanave in the top spot, Zuhair in second. You've also got Peter Renger and Midori up in the mix. Looks like the opening couple of corners are going to go smoothly here. Xavier Zanave is going to try and check out up front. A beautiful overhead, but the field's starting to stack up. And a massive crash. Oh, there's a lot of drivers. Soto, Hughes, Bramley, all tied up in that one. And taking a tow back to pit road. And it looks like the safety car will be deployed here. Let's grab a quick replay and see just what happened. All right, we've got it queued up. We're focusing on Jacob Bramley's number 6 machine. He showed involved as well as Soto and Hughes. It looks like the field just starts to stack up ahead of this number 6 machine. And trying to see if maybe he gets a little bit of help from behind. Tucked in behind Devin Hughes, the number 60 machine. Bramley, oh, I think he just comes. No, there was a crash ahead of him. Trying to see who that is. I think that was Soto involved in the original incident. Jacob Bramley up and over. Look at Evan Alexander taking the hotline through the grass. Devin Hughes trying to pick his way through. Ricardo Espino does the same, but the rest of the field just absolute carnage everywhere. And another crash ahead of Evan Alexander. So 2 different incidents here. He checks out for the smoke, swings right a little bit. Oh, and then Alexander gets tagged. Loses the rear wing, so absolute carnage here in the opening lap of the Canadian Grand Prix sprint race. All right, we are back under eye-pacing conditions after a very early, massive incident brings out the safety car here at the Canadian Grand Prix, and a lot of drivers being forced to put it back now. It looks like Russell Soto in that 51 is going to try and limp it back around to pit road. But it looks like Jay Burton, Jack Money, Connor Scribner, Sam Brooks, all going to be done and out of this one. Now I'm curious to see, it looks like, Jacob Bramley shown in the number 1 spot. He's also down pit road after that incident. So we will not update until Zanave crosses the line, catches up to our safety car. And that should update live timing on the left side of your screen. Zanave with the fastest lap under eye-pacing conditions, a 1:43.2. We are all caught up behind the iRacing safety car. There's going to be Zanave holding in the top spot, Zuhair in second, Midori in third. Rettinger and Fairchild will make up the top 5. You see drivers trying to keep a little bit of heat in those tires. I'm not sure how well that's actually going to work for them here. As we've got another, looks like another lap to go under eye safety conditions. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be a single file restart, maybe a double file, hopefully double file for at least the excitement's sake. Now, interesting, Sarkis, Callaway, who started on pit road, that may have boded very well for them. A good strategy call if they were able to avoid any of the shenanigans. Antonio Bianchi, Devin Hughes, both on pit road. I believe Hughes took a tow. I don't think we're going to see that number 68 return out on track. And are we starting to get double file? Looks like Zuhair hops out of line. Not quite sure what's going to transpire here. A much smaller grid. Looks like it's going to be 14 drivers on the restart. Now, drivers that took repairs, Felipe, Sarkis, Jaden Callaway running 11th and 12th. They were in their stall for over 16 seconds. Antonio Bianchi in and out of his pit stall 5.3 seconds. Maybe trying to get a little bit more repairs done, but it's going to be a very short shootout. 8 laps once the safety car comes down pit road and we get this thing fired back up. So let's see, safety car should be coming down pit road this time by. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a jumbled restart. Driver's not sure if they're supposed to be single file or double. There goes the safety car down pit road. Zanabe will set the start as he quickly rolls on the gas, and we are underway. Once Zanabe crosses the line, it's going to be an 8-lap shootout. Now, Evan Alexander came back down pit road, the number 77. He was involved in that initial contact. Must not have realized that his wing was missing for the duration, as Michael Fairchild and Ray Aguilar are making some big sins here in the battle for 5th. There's John Kasai sitting in 7th. Wants a bit of the action. So with Alexander down pit road for those repairs, it's only going to be 13 drivers out on track, and there's another huge crash. That is Peter Renger, absolutely destroyed. He takes a tow back down pit road. Not sure how Kasai was able to sneak through that one. As we go back up front, the Flying Frenchman has a commanding 1-second lead over Zuhair. Ray Aguilar back in 5th. He's still in the meat grinder here. He's about a 10th off Fairchild. Tries to work the outside line against the 88. Here comes Kasai trying to get in the mix as well. As you can see, Eric Fox in the 33. Kasai all over the back of Fairchild into the corner. Eric Fox closing the gap as well. He's 6/10 back from these 3 cars linked up nose to tail. Kasai with a big run, pulls up alongside Fairchild. Meanwhile, up ahead, you've got Midori battling for 2nd, takes over the 2nd place spot from Zuhair. This is what Zanabe wants, 1.9 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. What a great battle here for 2nd. And while this is going on, Eric Fox making moves. It looks like Felipe Sarkis, excuse me, let me update that ticker there. That was Eric Fox, making the pass against Fairchild. Man, such good racing all across the track. Here comes Ray Aguilar trying to get back up into podium contention around Zuhair in the number 10 machine. Good to see the newcomers up here in the mix in League Zero. A lot of talent signed up for this series. For the first time, Devin Hughes back down pit road. Evan Alexander also coming in for a second stop. Michael Fairchild is down pit road in the 88, and that is the danger here of having to pit in a sprint race. If you do, you are pretty much done and out of it. I think Jaden Calloway has an issue, and somebody's got an exciting rejoin. That was Felipe Sarkis trying to get it slowed down, comes back in the racetrack. Ricardo Espino in the 90 machine wants to see if he can get around Sarkis now. Sarkis gonna have compounding issues. We are halfway through this sprint race. The cross green and white flags are out. It's Zanave, Midori, Aguilar, and Zuhair and Kasai, your current top 5. Kasai's got some good momentum here in that number 3. It works his way up into 4th. Now Ray Aguilar in second has the fastest lap of the race, but everybody inside the top 10 just clicked off their fastest lap so far. The tires starting to really get up to temp, as it looks like we've got a battle for second starting to develop. It's Aguilar versus Mador in the number 78. Mador looking for their first podium here at League Zero. Aguilar wants to get back up towards the front and maximize a good points evening. Mador able to hold on to it so far in the 78. But Aguilar looking for an opening as quickly as he can. Aguilar makes the pass nice and slick. Here comes Kasai. Wants to get back into podium contention. You get a crash report. David Schmidt involved in incident number 54 machine. Precariously on track. Trying to get that machine spun around. We check back in. Xavier Zanave having a fantastic race. 2.1 seconds up over the rest of the field. Is Zanave, Aguilar, Mador, your top 3. Kasai, Zuhair rounding out the top 5. Heading back that number 10 machine, you can see Eric Fox at 33 trying to get a little bit higher up in the standings. Fox takes a peek to the inside line. Oh, a big lockup though. Isn't going to be able to get it slowed down, and we'll have to hold on to the 6th place position. And now Aguilar has a little bit of clean air. This is where he is most dangerous. He's going to try and whittle away the 1.7 second advantage that Zanave has over the 2nd place driver. Here we go into the battle for 5th, Zuhair versus Fox. Fox taking a peek alongside the right of Shaji. Looks like, yes, Fox is going to make that pass and make it stick, so Fox will slide up into the top 5. Now Fox is about 1.2 seconds back from Mador, who sits in fourth, so it's going to be a long battle to try and whittle away, especially with Zuhair keeping the pressure. And oh, around goes Fox. I wonder if he got a little bit of help there. And unfortunately, Fox will fall back to 9. Check in on race leader. There's Xavier Zanave, the flying Frenchman. 1.1 seconds up over Ray Aguilar. 3 laps left to go here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Aguilar clicks off the fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.33. Closing 7/10 against Zanave. And Zanave, for the first time in a while, look at that, Bianchi, a 1:30.16, a blazing fast lap for the number 17. But for the first time in a while, Zanave has company within a second of that number 12. Here we go, Ray Aguilar trying to get set up for the race-winning pass. He does it along the inside, the rotor's glowing. Aguilar is taking over the number 1 spot. Quickly pulls a 3/10 gap over Zanave. Zanave still has Kasai 1.7 seconds behind him. And let's also take a look, Antonio Bianchi, with that very fast lap. He did a 1:30.16 his last time by. Wait, what just happened up front? Zanave, has passed Aguilar back for the lead. This is what we came to see. Aguilar is not going to take no for an answer. Fires back to the inside line. Takes over the race lead. This has slowed down the pace. Kasai is within striking distance. 6/10 back from the battle for the lead here. Zanave in a tough spot, needs to hammer down if he wants to catch up to Aguilar. But Kasai slowly closing the gap behind that number 12, less than a half second, separating second and third at this point. This could be one of the best overall nights of Kasai's League Zero career, if he can finish with back-to-back podiums, and he is all over the back wing of Zanave. Oh, here we go, the battle for second. Zanave and Kasai side by side. Kasai looks to the inside, goes very deep on the binders, and he almost tags the safety barrier, but Kasai makes it happen there. Sliding up into the second place spot. It's going to be interesting. Can Zanave fire back? We saw Zanave not afraid to throw it right back in there against Aguilar, but Kasai is trying to build up that gap as quickly as he possibly can. White flag will be out next time by for these drivers. It's Aguilar, Kasai, Zanave, Mador, and Bianchi, your current top 5. And the top 5 not yet decided. Mador versus Bianchi. Just about a quarter of a second separating these drivers. Mador, that's 78, a newcomer here to League Zero, racing the series owner Bianchi. You can just see Zuhair not too far behind, about 1.6 seconds behind Zuhair. You've got Sarkis and Callaway, some heavy hitters in their own right. Looks like Sarkis able to slide up into the 6th place position ahead of Zuhair. Callaway still stuck behind. Bianchi took a peek at Medor, wasn't quite able to make it happen. It's now your top three getting a little bit more spread out. But here the battle for 6 getting a little bit exciting. Zuhair and Sarkis side by side. Meanwhile, Bianchi and Medor side by side. Bianchi makes the pass with authority. He will quickly put a second gap on Medor, but if we go back to Callaway, Zuhair, and Sarkis, things are out of control. The white flag is out. Aguilar, Kasai, Zanave, still your top 3. Oh, a big lift there from Zuhair to avoid getting to the back of Callaway. An excellent save. You've got to give a hand to these newcomers of the league. These guys are doing fantastic. Doesn't matter if it's the battle for first, the battle for 10th. There's great racing to be found here at League Zero. We've got a half a lap left to go. And Aguilar looking good here, 1.6 seconds up over Kasai. The Nave has fallen back to 3rd, but still in podium contention. A quarter of a lap left to go here at the Canadian Grand Prix. One straightaway, one kink, and then the start-finish line. And Ray Aguilar gonna be able to make it back-to-back here. Put your hands together, it's Ray Aguilar making it 2 in a row. Kasai will finish 2nd. And Xavier Zanave will round out the top 3. All right, join us first, the Flying Frenchman, Xavier Zanave, bringing it home 3rd. Quite a wild sprint race out here tonight in Canada, but able to make it happen in that number 12 machine.
At long last.
Yeah, we go way too long between podium interviews. I want to say was it 2 seasons ago the last time we've had you up here, but the Flying Frenchman returns and has a little bit of momentum to build off of.
Yes. Can you believe it? I don't, for sure.
Now, what do you think kind of attributed to the 3rd place tonight? Was it attrition? Was it a track you're very comfortable at? What led to the great result?
I think it's a bit of everything. I think except for the first lap of the feature race, I didn't put a wheel wrong on the track tonight. I bet my personal best by almost 1 second. So thanks to the pace car, the full course yellow, I think it did the trick. I couldn't do anything against Ray, obviously, even if he was gracious enough to let me pass at the end of the straight. But at least I got some tally of laps led. And probably we'll see it together in 2 years or 3 years. I don't know. But, I want to take it as it passes.
Yeah, exactly, Xavier. Get it where you can, but it's always great having you up here, my friend. It's been way too long. Before I let you sign off and celebrate, who do you want to give a shout out to that helps make it happen for you?
I should say my mom, probably. But everything we didn't want to be 3rd tonight, thanks to all of them. I was there, so it was there for the picking, and I just picked it.
Well, Xavier, merci as always. Good to have you, buddy, and hope to have you back here next week.
Sure, bonne nuit.
That was Xavier Zanave bringing it home in a solid 3rd here tonight. Up next, the propane man himself, Dave Kasai. Welcome to the top 2, and seemed like you were making some late race charges there and a lot of work out of that number 3 machine.
Yeah, man, this race was exhausting, but I am so happy with the result. Took a 3rd in the feature, a 2nd in the sprint. That's my biggest points haul in League Zero history. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Now, the last few weeks, especially this season, we've seen you further and further up in the standings. What's it going to take to get, I believe, your 2nd League Zero win, if I remember correctly?
We're going to need some sort of war to break out or maybe another COVID outbreak because we have some really fast guys in this league. I don't wish bad on anyone, but if some of these guys could, I don't know, go to a Taylor Swift concert or something, that'd be cool.
That seems much more reasonable. And I mean, I don't know if you turn on the news, but I think that perfect scenario you're describing is in progress, and maybe that's attributed to your great results here. But it seemed like the caution really threw a wrench in everybody's plans. I know sprint races are kind of across the board anyway, but how did that affect your strategy, and or did it help or hurt you in this instant?
In this instance, I think it helped because I was able to get a good restart and kind of get a gap to the guys behind me. That really helped. So I'll take it. And it's sprint race at Montreal. I mean, I was kind of expecting a safety car, let's be honest. So
Well, awesome, my friend. Hopefully you keep this momentum up. Great to see you have you back up in the top 3 once more, and maybe, just maybe, we'll bring back that Suzuka Grand Prix win you've had in the past, and maybe get that number 3 machine back in the top spot.
oh, we really hope so, man. And like I said, I hope nobody catches COVID or gets bombed out there. But if you could miss a couple races fast, guys, that'd be great.
Awesome. We'll put the note in. Dave, before I let you go, anybody want to give a shout to that helps bring home to such a good points night for you and the team?
Oh man, I want to give a shout out to my teammate Nick, who I think is at a T-Pain concert or something like that, which is cool. Want to give a shout out to my family, and want to give a shout out to you, James. Like always, you're the man.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Congratulations on such a great night.
Oh man, thank you.
That was Dave Kasai bringing it home in second. But up next, the man, the myth, the tape-recorded legend, Ray Aguilar. Welcome to the top spot once again, my friend.
Yeah, it's a good night. I wasn't expecting it to turn.
Well, I think I either dropped that a little bit. Maybe you did. You read me? Oh, we've got problems up here in the booth. Join us in the top spot of the booth, the man, the myth, the legend, Ray Aguilar, the number 72 machine. Good to have you back in the top spot. Tell me about this final sprint race of the night.
Yeah, it was a points maximizing night. I was trying to get as many as I could. Got through the feature, got through the sprint. I managed to pull it out. I wasn't expecting that, but it turned out to be pretty good overall, just because there's a lot of carnage. It's Canada. There's always crashes. The walls are really close, that kind of stuff.
Now, speaking of carnage, tell me about the caution that came out very early on. Kind of stacks the field back up. Did you have an opportunity to capitalize on, or is that something you were not hoping to see?
I never liked the cautions before. I like them now. I feel like I have a good prep routine to get the brakes and the tires warmed up during those pace laps and stuff. And in the sprint, it's always welcome because you're trying to get through the pack as fast as you can and not let the leaders jump out in front of you. So like tonight, Xavier and even Dave were quick enough to kind of get a gap if that wouldn't have happened. So it kind of saved my bacon.
Well, hey, man, glad it worked out well for you. As you said, a great points night all the way around, bringing it home the top spot. Got to be super pumped. Before I let you sign off and celebrate with the rest of the hooligans, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped bring home such good results here tonight?
Most importantly, I want to thank Team Goon Squad for putting together a show even in the middle of a hurricane. It's nuts that this is going on, and I feel for the people that are going through this right now. But for you to be pulling this off, I'm super proud, and I'm even a little bit jealous that you have the technical skills that you do. And I want to thank my wife and family for sticking with me through this awesome sport.
Well, couldn't do it without you, Ray, as well as a bunch of shoestrings and bubble gum. But again, congratulations on such a great finish, and hope to have you back up here next week.
Yep. Thanks. I love you, James.
I love you too. That was Ray Aguilar finishing in the top spot. He was accompanied by none other than Dave Kasai and the Flying Frenchman, Xavier Zanave. On behalf of LeagueZero.net, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next one. Have a great night.